on what's going on after the gas explosion there downtown. This is a lieutenant with Sun Prairie Police Department.
All right, I've got 5:30. Here we go. I want to start, first of all, thanks to everybody for coming out this morning. I want to start out by recognizing the area agencies that came to the call for assistance from us. Police departments, Marshall Police Department, Dane County Sheriff's Department, Madison Police Department, DeForest Police Department, Wanakee Police Department, Cottage Grove Police Department, Maple Bluff Police Department, McFarland Police Department, Monona Police Department, Wisconsin State Patrol. Following fire departments and EMS departments responded: Cottage Grove Fire Department, Columbus Fire Department, DeForest Fire Department and EMS, Dane Fire Department, Deerfield Fire Department, Fitchburg Fire Department and EMS, Madison Fire Department and EMS, McFarland Fire Department and EMS, Middleton EMS, Monona Fire Department and EMS, Marshall Fire Department and EMS, Stoughton Fire Department and EMS, Waterloo Fire Department, Wanakee Fire Department and EMS, and also strike teams for the fire departments from Rock County, Jefferson County, and Sauk County. My message to the people that live in those communities: you can be very, very proud of your first responders from those communities, because when they answered our call, they came out and they did a fantastic job. Those first responders, they have our gratitude and our appreciation from the city of Sun Prairie for coming out and helping us out in a dire time of need. I also want to recognize the following businesses in the city of Sun Prairie who reached out and provided food and drink for our first responders, but more importantly, our folks who were displaced in the city because of this incident. Culver's, McDonald's, Quick Trip, Domino's Pizza, Little Caesars Pizza, Pick and Save, Walmart, and the Sunshine Supper. If I missed any businesses, I ask that you call the Sun Prairie Police Department non-emergency phone number and you ask for me, and I want to personally thank you as well if I missed you. I apologize if I missed you. I said this earlier, I'm going to say it again. The residents of this community have been fantastic with their response. I like to communicate. We don't need any more help right now. We've got so many water bottles and blankets and pillows and Gatorade, and it's all a credit to the folks in this community. But right now, please hold off until we'll communicate if we need anything more. But my sincere, and I know I speak for everybody here, my sincere appreciation and gratitude to this community for reaching out. I also want to mention that the YMCA wants it known. There is a daycare center that's very close to where this incident occurred, the Gingerbread House. They're not going to be able to be open this morning because of this incident. The YMCA has offered those parents who need to find daycare for their children that were going to the Gingerbread House. The YMCA here in Sun Prairie has opened their doors for them. They've also opened their doors to anybody who has been displaced because of this incident if they want to come there and take showers. All right, so I want to make sure that message has been relayed. All right, so what do we know from the last time that we talked at 10 o'clock last night? I can tell you that the fire department, the firefighters that are working this scene right now have cleared an initial clearing of all the damaged buildings. No one was found, so that's very good news. The bar house, Glass Nickel Pizza, the professional building, in the chop house, and one residence that was close to the chop house all suffered very, very significant damage to their buildings. We had one police officer that was transported to the hospital and was released. We had 7 civilians who were transported to the hospital with minor injuries. They were all released. We had 7 firefighters. I'm sorry, yes, we had 6 firefighters who were transported to the hospital. 3 with minor injuries and released. 1 with a minor injury and was admitted. 1 who is still in very critical condition, and 1 who succumbed to his injuries at the hospital. There will be further information regarding that firefighter from the medical examiner's office later today. So I'm not going to take any questions on that. Neither is the fire department. The medical examiners will give you that information, but I can confirm that we did have 1 fatality with one of our firefighters. Family Assistance Center has been opened here at the high school. The Red Cross is here to provide assistance to those folks who have been displaced. Affected family members who want to come and visit their loved ones, come to the high school here in Sun Prairie, and the Red Cross is there to help folks out. The fire department, police department, We Energies, our public works department, our utilities are working extremely hard, all right, to get this secured and get this cleaned up as soon as we can. We understand that, you know, people have been displaced, and as soon as we can make this secure and get people to their homes, we're going to do that. But right now, it is not safe for people to come back to their homes. We're still keeping that half-mile perimeter, and that's going to continue until we are able to make a determination that we can decrease that perimeter and we can get people to their homes. And as soon as that information is available, we will certainly communicate it to everybody. I can also then tell you that the following roads right now are closed due to this incident. Main Street, which is Highway 19 from Highway N to Flint Street, Linneroo Drive from Main Street to Craftsman Way, Bristol Street from Windsor Street to Linneroo Drive, Columbus Street from Oak Street to Main Street, and then numerous other secondary streets in the downtown area around the scene at Bristol Street and Main Street are also closed. And again, we would just ask that commuters and other drivers should avoid this area. All right. With that, we can open it up to any questions.
That's the question.
Was the firefighter responding to the call?
Can you tell us anything about the firefighter that lost his life?
Yes, the firefighter was responding to the call.
Can you tell us anything about the firefighter, about him?
At this point, I think we're going to defer that to the enemy. He's given us permission to release that information. So right now we're deferring everything to the medical examiner's office right now.
How are you guys dealing with the loss?
It'll be a difficult. It is a difficult thing. We've done some initial debriefing, and some support groups have been brought in already, and then we're going to continue to ramp that up and work on the next phases of that process in the next coming hours.
And you said the other firefighters had minor injuries. Some are still in the hospital, some are released. Two are still in there.
Correct. We have two individuals still that were admitted that are still in the hospital.
So what's next for you all?
What will we be doing today? The primary option is that we will be trying to continue to stabilize the incident. And when I say we, that's going to be all of our supporting departments. So right now, the big push is going to be to stabilize that area so that we can kind of really start releasing people to get back into that. And then the next phase is obviously a investigation phase into the cause of the incident.
Can you roughly say how many people were evacuated, or how many are still out of their homes this morning?
Do you know that, Kevin?
No, we do not have those numbers. No.
Any idea when they might be able to get back into their homes?
As I said earlier, as soon as we deem that it's safe for them to come back to their homes, they will. We're working very hard. We understand that, that people have been displaced and that it's a major inconvenience, but we also need to make this scene very safe so that when those people are able to come back, it is 100% safe for them to do so.
You named off the businesses that were affected. Were they in the same building? Because I know there were how many buildings?
Right in that very close area.
So how many total buildings?
Well, I know 4 for sure. Those were the 4 that I mentioned. But once again, we're able to go in and really assess the damage, I'm sure there'll be more buildings that have probably suffered some residual damage and collateral damage, but those are the 4 that I know of for sure.
Just to clarify too, the firefighter, was he responding to the call of a gas leak or responding to the fire that followed the explosion?
The incident came in as a gas leak, and that's what we were responding to. The result of the fire itself is a result of the explosion.
And I can just give you some, I know we talked about this at the other press conference. 6:20, that call came in for the gas leak. Approximately 7:05 p.m. is when the building exploded.
Where exactly was the gas leak? Was that in a building, outside, in the street, nearby, or?
At this point, that hasn't been determined. That'll be part of that investigation phase. Right now, we're still trying to stabilize that area. That's probably the most critical area that we haven't, got fully under wraps at this point.
Do we think the explosion originated where the gas leak was coming from?
We can't say at this point. You can travel. We had significant gas traveled up sewer mains several blocks away, and that's why the evacuation zone was as large as it was and still is because of the amount of gas that was in underground utilities.
So the bar house and Glass Nickel, were there people, how many roughly people were evacuated? And was there anybody in those businesses when the explosion happened?
I don't believe that we had cleared that. We have not necessarily cleared. I mean, we were trying to evacuate in that process as part of that, but to confirm that we had done a search top to bottom, every nook and cranny in room, that had not been accomplished at that point.
And at what time was the gas turned off?
All right, you are watching a news conference live, an update from Sun Prairie about the explosion that happened there
you're talking
overnight.
about when was
once again kind of recap what had happened. One firefighter is dead. We've learned another is in critical condition this morning. 7 citizens were taken to the hospital. They were all released. 3 other firefighters were taken to the hospital. They were released. One was admitted with a minor injury. A police officer was taken to the hospital. He was released, so you're talking about a total of 14 people that were treated for this. There is still a 1/2 mile perimeter around the scene of this. It is not safe for the people who were evacuated to come back yet. We're learning, Bill Sullivan, the assistant fire chief there in Sun Prairie, talked about support groups that are already coming in to help his department deal with the loss. They were responding to a gas leak around dinner time last night when there was an explosion that happened about a half hour later. It damaged a number of buildings, the bar house, the Glass Nickel Pizza, a home that was in the area have all experienced significant damage. They have cleared all of the damaged buildings, all of the buildings with significant damage, and did not find anybody there. Again, this is a situation that is still evolving. We will check back in with Leah Lynchide shortly after 6 o'clock. But once again, one firefighter in Sun Prairie is dead. Another is in critical condition this morning after a gas explosion there right around dinner time last night. All right, let's shift gears right now. It is 5.